Hey everyone, welcome back to the USA Pan Kitchen. Today we are baking USA Pan's favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. We had all of our employees taste test 5 popular recipes from the internet, ranging from cookies that called for maple syrup to brown butter to different types of flour, different types of chocolate, and we have the winning recipe for you today. The winning cookie was New York Times chocolate chip cookie recipe, which is actually Jacques Torres' recipe, who is a famous chocolatier pastry chef from New York. We're gonna show you how to bake that chocolate chip cookie recipe today. This chocolate chip cookie recipe is a little bit fussy, but when I tell you it's worth it, it is worth it. We have the usual suspects in a chocolate chip cookie recipe here, so I'm gonna get started. We have 2½ sticks of butter that is room temperature. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my stand mixer. Next I have 10 ounces of brown sugar and 8 ounces of white sugar that I'm gonna put into my mixer. And the recipe calls for this to be creamed for 5 minutes. We will have the recipe for you in the description so you don't have to follow along too closely. Okay, we've got that butter and sugar nice and fluffy, and next we're gonna add in 2 eggs. I'm gonna add them one at a time, mixing after each addition. Next, I'm going to stir in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay, now on to our dry ingredients. This is where the recipe gets a little bit fussy. It calls for 8½ ounces of bread flour and 8½ ounces of cake flour. We've sifted those together in the bowl. Some people may argue that the protein content in these 2 flours adds up to be equivalent to all-purpose flour. So if you want to go ahead and try the recipe with all-purpose flour, I'm sure that would work as well. We whisked that together, and to the flours, I'm going to add 1¼ teaspoon of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, and then 1½ teaspoons of coarse sea salt. I'm going to add the flour into the wet ingredients, and I'm going to mix it until it's just combined. You don't want to overmix here. The next part of the recipe is to add the chocolate. Now this recipe calls for bittersweet chocolate discs. Since I didn't have those on hand, what I did was I used a chocolate bar that I've chopped up. This is 1¼ pounds of bittersweet chocolate that we've chopped up. Now I do believe that this makes a difference in the cookies, so to avoid chocolate chips, because they tend to hold their shape, whereas the chopped chocolate gives you layers of dough and chocolate. So if you can use a bar, I would really recommend it here. Okay, at this point, the recipe calls for the dough to be chilled for 24 hours up to 36 hours. I would recommend not skipping this step. Even if you just have a couple hours to throw this in the refrigerator, it's gonna make a big difference in the outcome of your cookies. Not to get all sciencey, but it has to do with the flour being able to absorb some of the wet ingredients, and the results are a perfectly caramelized, crisp, chewy cookie. So learn from me, do not refrigerate your dough like this, or you will not be able to scoop it out. It will be way too hard. So what I found, if you scoop the dough onto a half sheet, cover it up and put it in your refrigerator, that works better. Okay, once you have chilled your cookie dough, we're gonna go ahead and bake these at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. The last part of the recipe, which I would not skip because it makes all the difference, is when your cookies come out, you're gonna wanna sprinkle the top with flaky sea salt. You're gonna wanna let these cool on the cookie sheet for about 5 minutes and then move them directly to a cooling rack. We hope you enjoy our favorite chocolate chip cookie as much as we did. Now, we are continuing our March Pan Madness giveaway, and this week we are giving away a 3-piece bakeware set. So, you're going to get a 1/4 sheet, a half sheet, and a large cookie sheet. These pans are perfect for all your cookie baking needs. To enter this giveaway, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for emails at our website, like this video, and comment below, and you'll be entered a chance to win a set of these 3 pans. If you've made this cookie recipe or have a favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe you'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time.